Hey guys, my name is Joseph Dungu and I'm your host today. Joining me is a gentleman who has played rugby for a very long time. I'll give him a chance to introduce himself and we'll go on.
Hello, I'm Kevin Makmot, uh, rugby player and a coach.
Yes, so Kevin, how did your rugby journey start? Where did you start playing your rugby from?
I started playing rugby in Chambogo. I started with touch. I was a soccer player, and one of my friends called me to come and play touch to join them. Uh, you know, Leku Patrick and Edgar Limeliga. Those are the guys who pulled me from soccer.
Yes.
And then from there, I started playing rugby up to now.
So from Chambogo, you transitioned to club rugby?
Yeah, I moved to box. I joined box from Chambogo. At first we had a club at Chambogo. I only played only sevens. I first played with them sevens for one season, and then I was spotted by Yairo Kasasa, who by then was a Cobs coach, who took me to box and joined box.
Do you remember the year you joined box?
I don't really remember, but I think I joined box at around 2005.
Wow. So, how has your rugby journey been? How would you explain it?
Been good, though there was some challenges when I joined box. At box I first enjoyed, but when I was promoted to Cobs, there was a few challenges, and it was really tough. But I managed to make it, and I moved on.
So, apart from Cobs, which other local clubs have you played for?
I've played for Rhinos. I've played for Pirates. Uh, I'm now playing for Buffaloes. I've played for Warriors also.
Wow, so you can call him a rugby tourist in simple terms. So Kevin, among all these 4 to 5 clubs you've played for, which one has felt most like home?
I would say when I was at Cobs, I felt I was at home. Just a few things came in and I had to move on.
Why did you feel like you were at home at Cobs?
Most of my friends were at Cobs, and some of the guys who introduced me to rugby were also in Cobs. The likes of Leku and Otim Alan, and the guy I was looking to, Alan Masco, was also at Cobs. He was a scrum half, so I was looking at him so much. So I was so close to him, and was also a hobby at Chambo College. So I really wanted to play like him, because most of the things I'm doing now, the kicking and everything, that the way I play, I was picking most of the things from Alan Masco.
Okay, so at the time you played at Cobs, I'm dwelling with Cobs because you said it. You felt most comfortable there. So who was your favorite teammate?
At Cobs, my best teammates when I was at Cobs was Edmond Musime and Stephen Ogwete. Yeah.
Why Ogwete?
And Stephen Ogwete used to push me a lot, because by the time I joined Cobs, there was a lot of competition. By the time I joined, there was Emma Walakira, there was Alan Masco, then the young Suga came in. So there was a lot of competition, but Ogwete would push me, tell me, you can beat all these guys. Remember, all these guys that I was competing against could not kick for points, and I would kick for points, I would kick for touch, kick for territory. So Ogwete would push me a lot, would even drop me home and keep talking to me. So Ogwete pushed me a lot, and until I made the team.
Yeah. That's brilliant. So I understand you've coached before.
Yeah, I've coached.
Can you tell us about that?
I started coaching when I was young. I think I was young. I started coaching Chambogo. I started coaching Chambogo University Most people don't believe I started coaching Chambogo University in my senior 3. Yeah.
How does that come about? Eh?
Yeah.
Were you at Chambogo College before?
Yeah, I was at Chambogo College and I was coaching the university team. And I was the guy who took me there was a proper Pirates. He's now retired. He's called Sam Wamani. And Zeno Ora, those are the guys who introduced me to the Chambogo tutor, and I was given a contract at university as a head coach. And that's how I started coaching rugby. Then I coached also college at the same time. And that's how my coaching journey started.
So, and you coached Chambogo University. You briefly had a stint with a team in the league.
Yeah.
How did that go, and which team was that?
I coached Warriors. I coached Warriors for 1 season. It was a very good season, though at the end, a few things came in. Some boardroom problems came in and did end well. Did end the way we had planned. And I didn't feel good because I feel I would do better. I would do better than how it ended.
Okay. So, what is playing rugby from a coach's perspective? Because had you announced your retirement when you went into coaching, briefly?
Yes, I did. I did at a press conference. When they were unveiling me as a Warriors coach at Velocity, I announced from there.
That you would stop playing rugby and stick to coaching?
Yeah, I announced my retirement.
But now you're back to coaching, to playing, right?
Right now, I'm a coach player at Buffaloes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So I want you to tell us what it feels like. Makmot, a product of very many hands coming out of Chambogo. I want you to tell us what it feels like playing rugby and also coaching the same sport, or playing rugby from a coach's perspective. What does that feel like?
It's interesting, though there are many challenges. It's hard to most people. It's very hard for them to coach and then come back and play. You understand?
So, sorry to interrupt you. Why did you come back to play?
I felt I could still push.
At Chadondo, with Buffaloes?
Yeah, I'd already talked to so many people. I've talked to so many people.
Who are some of those people?
I talked to Semuju. I talked to Ivan Magom.
Yes.
I talked to Ivan. I also told Chirabo. I even told Tindi. I told Arnold Musoke that I feel I want to come back and give like 1-2 seasons. Then maybe I can chill.
You can retire for good now. Yeah?
Maybe. Maybe.
One of very many surprises. What may come back and play for more 10 years.
Zlatan is back on the national team. What are you saying? Zlatan is back at 39 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're still pushing at a youthful
I'm still pushing. You can still push for 3-4 seasons.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you are still telling us, I interrupted you, so you are still telling us how playing rugby is from a coach's perspective, few challenges here and there. What are the challenges?
First, when you come back from coaching and say you want to play, you have to first catch up with your fitness. When I retired and I was only coaching, it was hard for me to do my personal workouts. So I ended up putting on a tummy, it became fat. You understand? And when you start drinking at times. So coming back, it's hard. Yeah. Before I started training with Buffaloes, I had to first work out like for a month to start training with them so that I can at least match with them. Because even up to now, if you see me training with them, you see they're still ahead of me a bit. So it's very hard to come back from retirement or from coaching to come back and play. Yeah, you saw Alan Musoke when he tried to come back. It was tough for him. Played 2-3 seasons, went back. Yeah, again, there's also work commitment for him. So it's very hard to come back from retirement or from coaching, come back and play.
Okay, so how are you balancing rugby and work?
It depends on the work you're doing. Right, me, I I work until 3:40, so I have time for rugby.
What work do you do?
Uh, I have a shop, so I have my own shop in Chueka, so I go and sell my stuff there, chill, and then madam comes and take over.
Okay, that's perfect. So how would you describe rugby? Because I understand you've played rugby for more than 10 years. How many years have you played rugby for?
It's very long.
Very long.
Very
Having
long.
started around 2005.
Yeah, 5, yeah.
It's 2021.
5, 4, around there.
That's my math's not so good, but those are very many years, Kevin.
Yeah.
So how would you describe rugby 15 years ago and now? Would you compare the two generations? What would you say about that?
Rugby has changed a lot.
How?
First, the rules have changed. They have made rugby more easier now. Everyone can now play rugby. Yeah, you can get a size of guy of my size is now propping. You understand? Those days was you would look for a guy Makalama's size. Yeah.
I think I should scale this down.
Yeah.
Ugandan rugby, local rugby. Let's not even go international. Local rugby right now and local rugby 15 years ago. What are those few aspects on and off the field that have changed? Starting with the field. In your perspective as a coach player.
It has still changed a lot. Yeah. Me as a player, I see the competition is not too much now. Yeah. Not like those days where the competition was too tough. All clubs were almost
On the same level.
on the same level.
Does it mean that there were more good players back then than they are now, or?
We had schools. Yeah, we had schools, many schools that play rugby. Now, the schools, right now you look at the schools that are playing rugby, you look at Namilyango, you look at Budo. Yeah. Those are the schools we'll be talking about now, and SMAC.
So it's a grassroots problem.
Exactly. When you look at university, they only wait for university games.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's very hard to get players for clubs.
To resource players, yes.
Yeah.
Player pool.
So the competition is now low, because now these days you can even pull a kid from school to come and play for Cobs. I played for Box for 4 years, fighting for a number because competition was tight. But these days they bring a guy, a senior fullbackist is now playing for Cobs.
Is that so? Not really. I doubt there is any fullbackist playing for Cobs. You're blowing it out of proportion.
I'm giving examples.
But though they are not very.
But Shimono played for Cobs in his senior 4.
That's back then.
Yes.
So
how many years back?
Well, we'll leave that. And so, Kevin.
Yeah.
Any words you would like to say to the people watching you out there? Any final remarks you'd like to make?
To the people, I think it's been a tough year. Last year was tough. We didn't finish the league, and it has been long. Now we are back. You can support your players, your team from home, or if you're allowed to come back to the stadium, please come back and support us. Come back and support your teams. Come back and support rugby. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure having you, and your thoughts and opinions have been very important in shaping our understanding of the beautiful sport we all love. That was Kevin Makmot. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Next time.